What's up, ladies and gents? This is Casey Kid, coming at you with another Destiny video. Today we're going to do two things. Challenge mode is officially finished. We went through all the challenges, and what I'm going to do is show you the Oryx challenge mode, the final part as a Titan. So it's a little bit different from my video that I did the other day because I am on top killing the ogres, and I'm also going to give my opinions on the challenge mode in general. All three of them. All three of the challenge modes that we have faced: War Priest, Golgoroth, and Oryx. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and smack that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now before we actually talk about the challenge mode, I just want to briefly explain what's actually going on up here. I'm a Defender Titan as well as Purple, who will be up here briefly. We both have our bubbles. Mine is Blessing, his is going to be Weapons of Light. I've got my Touch of Malice because what I'm going to be doing is bouncing in and out of the bubbles to kill the ogres as quick as possible. So Purple and I will always be up top on these Death Singer platforms, and the other three members who are going to be on plates and killing their ogres slash knights are going to rotate to their plates based on wherever Oryx slams. So first position down to third on my left hand side. And also, Purple and I are going to be in charge of killing the final knight and ogre on our own. Of course, Purple needs to make his way up here because we could really use that weapons bubble. Come on, Purple, you got this. So back to what we actually want to talk about here. Let's talk about the challenge modes, because we're all the way back at doing War Priest challenge mode in Destiny this week. For War Priest, it was the very first one, and the basic challenge was that you could not have the same person take the aura in the battle. That's it. It was pretty simple, wasn't really a difficult challenge to do, and everybody kind of made mention of that for sure. What else could they actually have done though? Not a whole lot. The only other thing I think they could do within the War Priest framework would be maybe damage scaling the battle to where you had to kill him with only maybe one pillar gone, one pillar used up. And that wouldn't be too difficult. I think most teams that do War Priest typically kill him in 2 runs and 1 pillar basically, but still that's about the only other thing they could do because they weren't rewriting the entire battle from hard mode in general. So it's just something, but again, Bungie mentioned that War Priest was pretty much a springboard into the challenge modes. So the following week we had Golgoroth, and what was a little bit weird with the Golgoroth battle was Bungie tweeted out that the one orb strategy was no longer going to work. That was what they were saying, so everybody got nervous. Everybody was thinking that in order to do the Golgoroth challenge mode, you were going to have to drop all 6 orbs. Well, I guess we were wrong or misled or whatever the case may be, but you did not need to actually drop all 6 orbs during the battle. In fact, the one orb strategy worked. It worked quite fine. All you had to do for the Golgoroth challenge was make sure that during every damage phase, every member of your team, all 6 members, had to take the gaze at least once. So that meant that you needed to be safe because you needed all 6 members of your team alive in order to take the gaze. The only way you could have somebody die would be if they happened to already take the gaze from Golgoroth, and then you ended up killing Golgoroth on that entire cycle. So it was a little bit trickier than the War Priest, obviously, because you needed your teammates to be alive. The Golgoroth battle was significantly more difficult than the War Priest one, and you needed that teamwork, and you needed to come up with a strategy. The one orb strategy worked, but you had to tweak it a little bit to make sure that you were doing the damage and then making sure to capture the gaze. It still wasn't all that bad though. The following week we had Oryx. I thought that for sure they were going to have everybody be a runner, because that's pretty much how the first 2 challenge modes were going. You needed to have different people doing the main mechanic, and the main mechanic here is running. Thank goodness that was not the case, because this battle in general requires everybody to be alive for the entire thing. You have no chance of beating this battle if you don't have 6 people alive for the vast majority of it. And there are a lot of really cheap one-hit kills and potential glitches that happen during this battle, so I'm glad we didn't have to be runners. What we had to do instead was one-hit kill Oryx by detonating 16 orbs at once, taking his health from about 100% down to that sliver of life, and then pelting him in the chest whenever he came up to the front of the arena. And that was it. So those are our 3 challenge modes, and let's take a look back at what I actually think of these 3 challenge modes. So we'll call challenge in quotes, air quotes, which you can't see me making with my fingers because I don't have a face cam up. But as far as the War Priest challenge, overall creativity, interestingness, and difficulty of it, I'd say that the War Priest challenge is maybe a C- as far as everything it can go, but I do recognize that there's not a whole lot that they could actually do with that within the framework of the hard mode. For Golgoroth, I'd say Golgoroth is a B+, because they were trying something interesting in it. It's just we happen to be able to do it a little bit safer and kind of throw in our own touch on how to actually do the Golgoroth challenge. But overall, it was interesting in that you had to make sure you had your entire team coordinated and able to do this. For the Oryx challenge, I would definitely give the actual challenge and creativity of it an A. The problem is the Oryx battle in general is just kind of buggy, and it's just... The Oryx battle basically is what kind of takes down the King's Fall raid for me. It's just a little bit too buggy and glitchy and not consistent enough to where I don't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed things like in the Vault of Glass. But still, the overall idea of detonating 16 orbs and one-shotting Oryx is pretty appealing. I like the creativity of it. I like even the idea of doing it in hard mode normally, just as a straight-up strategy. So that's pretty interesting. Though we can all kind of agree and disagree on what we liked and didn't like about War Priest, Golgoroth, and Oryx, the one thing I think we're all in agreement on is that the rewards from challenge mode were 1, completely worth it, and 2, amazing. Now, we did get a ton of artifacts. I mean, there's definitely no shortage of 320 and 310 artifacts now, but having the chance to get all your different gear at 320, your different heavy, special, or primary weapon at 320, that was amazing. That was exactly what the community was clamoring for. That was exactly what we were saying was wrong with the raid in general. The fact that you could go through all this time, all this effort in the raid, and come out with really nothing. The fact that you can go in there and know that you're going to get a 320 piece of gear is amazing. We have to tip our cap to Bungie for that because they gave us exactly what we were looking for. So that's it. We are back full circle. We are at the War Priest again. What did you think of the 3 challenge modes? Anyway, guys and gals, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, smack that like button. Subscribe to the channel to keep updated on daily Destiny content. Check out these awesome videos. Good luck with your raids, your drops, your challenge, and I'll see you around in Destiny 320. Everything.